Have you ever met someone who's just so sharp, so unbelievably brilliant that you find yourself wondering, how did they get that way? Well, for years, I've kind of been on this personal quest to figure that out, to find the one common thread that links all these exceptionally smart people. And today, we're going to dive into what I've found. And what's crazy is it's all backed up by one of the longest scientific studies in history.
So, what is it? What's the real secret to a sharp mind? I mean, we've all wondered about this, right? Is it just your genes? Do you have to go to some fancy, expensive school? Is it just raw, natural talent? Or could the answer be something way simpler, something that's right in front of us, that we're all overlooking?
Okay, so I have this habit. It's a little weird. Whenever I meet someone who truly blows me away, someone with these incredible problem-solving skills, I always ask them about their childhood. I just want to know what made them who they are. And this whole thing really started about 5 years ago, after this one meeting I'll never forget. I had just moved to a new department, and I met this young engineer. Now, technically, he was my junior, but his ability to think outside the box, it was just staggering. I mean, he was solving problems that had the most senior people on our team completely stumped. I just had to know, what was his deal? What made him tick? So one day, I just asked him. I asked him about his life story, and his answer, well, it started a chain reaction. After talking to him, I started asking every single brilliant person I met the same thing. Tell me about your childhood. And slowly, this really unexpected, almost kind of backwards, common thread started to appear.
That's it. No joke. It wasn't about private schools. It wasn't about special tutors. The one thing that consistently connected all of these incredibly sharp minds was that, as kids, they all did regular, old-fashioned household chores.
And listen, we're not talking about anything complex here. We're talking about the most simple, everyday tasks you can imagine. Things like washing dishes, cleaning the house, fixing a flat tire on your own bike. A few of them even did little jobs like making juice packets or helping cut vegetables in the kitchen. I mean, these are exactly the kinds of hands-on things that a lot of kids today just aren't doing.
Okay, I know what you're thinking. Correlation doesn't equal causation, right? Was this just some weird coincidence I stumbled upon, or is there actual, real proof that something as simple as washing the dishes can, literally, make you smarter? I had to find out, so I went looking for the science, and what I found was just astounding.
It turns out this wasn't just my little observation. Oh no, this is a scientifically proven phenomenon, and it's confirmed by one of the most massive studies on human development ever even attempted.
Get this. We are talking about 80 years of data. I mean, that is an absolutely incredible amount of time for one study. They followed people from the time they were kids all the way into their old age just to see what factors really lead to a successful, happy life.
The study is called the Harvard Study of Adult Development. It was led by these incredible scientists like George Vaillant and Robert Waldinger, and they tracked just about everything you can imagine to figure out what predicts long-term success and well-being.
And you know what they found? The results were crystal clear. The kids who consistently did chores, they grew up to be way more successful in their careers. They were more resilient emotionally, they were better team players, and they developed much stronger leadership skills. I mean, the connection was just undeniable.
And it's not just Harvard, by the way. Other big research groups, like the American Psychological Association, they found the exact same thing. They've shown that kids who help out at home develop way more resilience and empathy. So, what in the world is going on here?
Seriously, how can fixing a bike or cutting up some carrots possibly build a future leader? Well, the answer is actually in our brains, specifically how these simple little tasks physically shape a developing brain.
It all comes down to this one key part of the brain, the prefrontal cortex. Now, you can think of this as the brain's CEO. It's the command center. It's in charge of all the big picture stuff, like planning, making decisions, and, most important for our conversation, problem solving.
So, this is how it works. It's a really simple process. First, a kid faces a small real-world problem, like a sink full of dirty dishes or a bike with a flat tire. Then, they have to figure it out. They have to improvise a solution. And every single time they do that, they are literally strengthening the problem-solving circuits in that prefrontal cortex. It's like a workout for their brain. They're building a mental muscle. And even better, they're building this deep-seated I can solve this attitude that sticks with them for their entire life.
And all of this, it points to a huge problem in how we're raising and educating kids today. We've gotten so obsessed with one type of intelligence that we've completely forgotten how to build another, arguably more important type.
I mean, just look at this shift. Think about it. We've basically traded away teaching practical, hands-on skills. Things that used to be totally standard, like home economics. And we've replaced them with this laser focus on grades, on merit, on just theoretical knowledge. We're teaching our kids to memorize answers, not how to figure things out for themselves.
So what's the result of all this? Well, we're producing a whole generation of kids who are fantastic at passing tests, but who really struggle when they face a real-world problem that's not in a textbook. Now, obviously, this isn't the only reason, but it is a major factor in why so many people feel like there's a real decline in true leadership today.
This quote just hits the nail on the head. You build the foundation for solving life's big problems by first learning how to solve the small ones. And the absolute most critical time to build that foundation is when you're a kid, when your brain is developing at this explosive rate. You're basically hardwiring your nervous system to be a solution-finding machine.
So the huge takeaway from 80 years of Harvard research isn't some super complicated educational theory. It's actually profoundly simple. If you want to raise a child who is resilient and intelligent and a capable leader, maybe start with a chore. And it really leaves us with a critical question to think about. In our race to help our kids succeed, are we maybe forgetting to teach them how to solve the simple problems that are right there in front of them?